So my plan is to go to B&M. To me, B&M feels like the potato of the shop world, and by that I mean it's versatile. I just feel in B&M you can buy absolutely everything. B&M sells absolutely everything and nothing at the same time. You wouldn't go there for anything specifically, but it sells most of what you need at times when you have a very random list. The purpose of this montage is just to give you all a vibe on just how versatile B&M is as a shop. I was looking for a mixture of things, from string to coat hangers to curtain hooks to a certain type of plant, and the B&M plant section was vast. It had so many different types of plants, and I put my absolute faith in it to find the plant that I was looking for. You can see where this is going, aren't you? They didn't have it. So the plan is to call up a florist in Helensburgh, which I didn't really want to go to because it's like going to my house then back out the other side, but hopefully one of them will have the plant that I want. So let's talk about plant propagation, shall we? So instead of buying loads and loads of plants, because that can really add up, what I prefer to do is buy a really basic plant like pothos that propagates really, really easily, and then just propagate it in loads of little jars. And then over time, build up an army of plants like that. Plus, they look really cute in macrame plant hangers whilst they're propagating. So I'm really excited to share the next part of this room conversion because I now have one of these. So if you ever want to build one of these, I would recommend taking the time that the instructions say and then tripling it, because if you're like me, you're going to most definitely inadvertently screw something in the wrong way and have to retake the whole thing apart multiple times and put it back together again multiple times. But nevertheless, after about 3 hours of my life, we have a clothing rail. I'm not quite sure why I've always wanted one. I think maybe it's slightly the illusion of organisation this is going to give me because I'll be able to see all of my clothing in front of me. What I'm hoping is that having all my clothes out in front of me will mean it's easier to know what I'm actually wearing and what I no longer want and can therefore get rid of. That's the plan, that's the dream. Let's see if it happens or not. But yeah, let's fill her up. So I have never put up a shelf before. So I really felt that my room could do with some shelving, and my mum was nice enough to give me this old shelving unit that we used to have in like the kitchen of my first house. So I have memories of this since I was 6, but after 20 years of being neglected and abused, it's looking a little bit sad. So therefore I thought that I would polish it just to make it look a bit nicer and a bit more tidy when up on the walls. Some white spirit, some furniture polish, and a cloth. I actually cut mine in two so I could use each piece of cloth for each of the different substances I was applying. White spirit is really good for dissolving grease, so before you start to polish, you should rub around the furniture with the white spirit, and this will just dissolve any kind of grease that's been left on there and just give you a nice even base for the polish. Before I started polishing, I first flipped the shelf over and just tried out the polish on the back bit, just because the polish I was using was quite dark and I wanted to make sure that it looked nice with the wood. Once I'd done this, I decided it did, so I went ahead and polished the whole furniture, and if I do say so myself, I think it looks pretty banging.
Hey!
There was one last battle that had to be overcome. This battle will be familiar to anyone who's ever opened a box of Christmas decorations after a year and seen something similar to this.